Okay, breaking news on this Monday, August 4th, 2025. The Dogs are the number 4 team in the country, according to the coaches poll coming into the season. That's one spot lower than I thought they'd be. We'll have to see what happens with the Associated Press, which is the number that we go by over on Dawg Post. The oldest one is we had to make a decision at one point, and I decided to go with AP. But we're going to go Texas, Ohio State, Penn State. Then Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, and Miami. There's some notable things about this poll. It says Georgia again in the top 5. I think it's their lowest starting point, though, in some time. They have been relatively high up in a lot of these preseason polls lately. So let me just do a refresher for this decade. The 2020 poll started off Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia as the 4. And 21, when Georgia won the national championship, the Dogs were, let me get to the 21. Georgia was ranked number 5 coming in on the coaches poll. The 22 poll, Georgia won the national championship. They were ranked number 3 coming into the season. In 23, they were ranked number 1. And then 24, they were also ranked number 1. It's the first time in a little bit of time that Georgia has not been ranked the number 1 team in the country coming into it. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. It can be that you say, oh, well, they haven't won it without not being number 1. I don't even know. I think it's about right, the 3-4 spot where they'll be. I think the top 4 teams in these rankings are there for a reason. I think Texas is the most talented. I think that Ohio State is coming off a national championship. It is reloading. I think that Penn State has the most experience, including at quarterback. And I think at Georgia, they've just won more than anybody lately, including Alabama and so forth. It is curious to see just how far some of the teams that we're used to being high are right now. And I would include Alabama in that. A season ago, Alabama was your, let's see here. A season ago, Alabama started the season at the 5. In 23, they were the 4. And, in 22, they were the 1. In 2020, they were the 3. In 21, they were the 1. This is the lowest they've been starting in some time, and they're the 8. Miami and LSU as the 9 and 10. Look, Arizona State at 11 and Illinois at 12 and Carolina at 13. Those teams have got some things to prove. I think for me, again, this is about the top 4 teams. And then, from that point forward, you're possibly reaching a little bit to win the national championship. It would make a lot of sense for Penn State to win the national championship this year. It would make a lot of sense for Texas to win it. But Georgia typically wins them, when they're not number 1. I don't know. Hey, great opportunity for you to take advantage of this offer. 3 months, buy 1 month, get 3 months and the magazine for $15 total. $15. Get this right now. I just took a bunch to the post office from our Sunday sales. Please make sure that you're doing this, okay? We're going to run out of these at some point sooner than later, and I'll have to pull the offer. So make sure that you're getting it now. You're going to buy one month of Dawg Post, get 3 for free. Get 3 total. Buy 1, get 2 free, and you're going to get the magazine for all that. 3 months of Dawg Post and the magazine for the cost of the magazine straight up. So the offer's on the screen. You see it. Make sure that you're taking advantage of that right now. The Vols and Gators are at 17 and 18. So somebody's narrative is not right here. It can't be that Florida is a team to watch out for, and they're nestled in there with Tennessee at 18. I do not see Georgia Tech is not ranked. They're pretty. Let's see. So 26, 7, 8, 9, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they'd be the 38. Auburn would be about the 32. So you're getting on down the line a little bit there. Texas A&M hanging in there at 21. I'll give you the whole list just real quick. Boise at 25, Texas Tech at 24. I don't know if they bought that or not. BYU at 23, A&M at 21. Iowa State and then Kansas State. Indiana at 19 for all their huff and puff. 18 and 17 are the Vols then Gators. SMU at 16. Ole Miss at 15, so dropping a little bit for the Rebs. Michigan at 14. Carolina at 13. Illinois at 12. Arizona State at 11. And your top 10 going backwards is Miami, LSU, Alabama at the 8. Oregon at 7. Clemson with 2 first-place votes at 6. Notre Dame at 5. Georgia at 3 with 3 first-place votes. Number 3 team is Penn State at 14 first place votes. Ohio State with 20 first place votes at number 2, and then Texas in front of Ohio State, but not by a substantial margin, with 28 first place votes, 1,606 points. They're the number 1 team in the country. I would have it this way: to have Georgia at the 3. I might have Notre Dame in front of Penn State. I'm not sure. Clemson being a 1 is ridiculous. I don't know who did that, but we'll see that over time, I guess. But look, I think, this is a barometer. It's where we are. I mean, at the start of the season, you've got a lot of top 10 clashes. You've got Miami and Notre Dame, boom, top 10 to start the season. You got Texas, Ohio State, boom, to start the season. You got LSU, Clemson, boom, to start the season. And then, soon thereafter, you've got Alabama, Georgia at the end of the season. You've got Penn State, Oregon at the end of the season, at the end of the month of September. So you will get into this pretty quick. You got Georgia, Tennessee, week 3. I don't know all of the other, off the top of my head, I don't know all the other sort of schedules and so forth. For whatever reason, ESPN.com is not propagating in a great way for me this week, which is kind of aggravating. But I think when you look at the, Iowa State's going to be ranked against Kansas State. That's the opening game of college football in 19 days. 19 days. So not far away. But this, college football, you can smell it. It's right around the corner. It will be, fun times. I love these Friday games, I have to say. But I think these rankings are pretty close to being correct. There are some things that I would not have coming into the season. I don't understand Clemson getting first place votes necessarily. I mean, I just don't. Alabama and Oregon, that looks a little low, but it's probably right. And then Miami there's a pretty big drop off from LSU at 9 to Miami at 10. Is that based in reality? I don't know. The one team that could kind of get up to the top quick, and it's going to be hard to do, is the winner of the Miami LSU game. By week 3, LSU could have 2 ranked wins in 3 weeks. And that would be a pretty substantial thing. 2 of them in prime time, one at Clemson, one against the Gators. They got to do it. I mean, I don't think there'll be 1 and 2 after 3 games, but, I don't know. And then, for Alabama coming into this thing, they got the Georgia-Wisconsin kind of deal, but they got a week off in between. And Georgia's got Tennessee, Alabama. So it's kind of like week 3 is where it really kicks off in the SEC. But, Bama's got Florida State to start the season. And there's been a lot of chirping down there. South Carolina has the ability to really build towards a game against at LSU. You could be looking at a top 10 South Carolina team. Clemson and South Carolina by week 4 or 5, by week 6 could look like top 5 teams because they've really not. They had 1 game that's challenging. I don't even know if I'd say that about South Carolina. So it's all about how you build. What do you look like is the most important thing to me, but that's me. Not necessarily who you play, but how do you look. Clemson's schedule is very mid. I think the LSU game right out of the gate is tough. Got to go to Tech. I mean, we'll see. And then they host Syracuse. And after that, he gets, you got SMU. I mean, is Florida State supposed to be a lot better? I don't know. It's a very that first game for the Taters is really going to matter a lot. And it'll matter a lot for LSU too. I think the winner of that game pretty much should expect to be in the playoff. But I'm not surprised by these rankings. I'm not surprised just looking at it. The top four, that's not how the betting markets see it. But I do think that, excuse me, I do think that those are going to be the four that make the most sense. Will they get to the finals and the semifinals and all that? It's just so much in between now and then. Yeah, and see, Georgia, the betting markets are kind of, Georgia is now the 2 with Ohio State in the betting markets. And I go off that a lot over these last 15, 20 years of things. Tell me what you think. Take advantage of that offer down below. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.